This is Woodland World, a 16-acre piece of forest in Pennsylvania, home to a plethora of creatures. Over the life of this channel, it has transformed from a cold, barren land to a jungle. During this time of year, insects are plentiful. Also, some ant colonies are producing winged ants, which are males and queens that will eventually produce new colonies. But in these woods lurks a creature that would love to devour those ants, a veery. It has flown here all the way from Brazil and gets its name from its strange call. It is not alone. There are also cowbirds, but most of them are high up in the trees. They are brood parasites that lay their eggs in the nests of other birds. One of their victims is a large species of New World sparrow, known as an eastern towhee. This forest is home to northern cardinals too, both male and female. Over here are some black cohos flowers which produce a foul smell, attracting tumbling flower beetles along with flies and bees. But don't worry, there still are plenty of plants that do not smell bad. Off the ground and on a twig is an eastern wood pewee. This species of flycatcher winters mainly in the Amazon basin, but breeds here in the eastern United States. Right now, they are territorial and eat mainly insects. On a stump lies a wood frog. This frog species is fully terrestrial, except during the breeding season. They can also be found as far north as above the Arctic Circle. Here are some monarch caterpillars. In this stage, they eat almost exclusively milkweed. However, milkweeds contain toxins known as cardenolides. But luckily, the caterpillars store these toxins in their hemolymph, which is basically their blood. Eventually, this chubby guy will grow up to be a beautiful monarch butterfly. Meanwhile, back in the forest is a gray catbird. They are a common summer bird in this area and are related to mockingbirds and thrashers. But the gray catbird is actually the only extant species in its genus. It is a hot summer day, and numerous native bee species are feeding from these orange coneflowers. Some drink nectar while others eat pollen. A moth larva in the genus Syncora is also feeding from a flower. Caterpillars in this genus decorate themselves in plant material for camouflage. It is worth mentioning that each coneflower head is not just one big flower, but is made up of a bunch of smaller flowers, and these are the flowers the bees feed from. This is likely a strange moth in the genus Synathodon. It is now dark and we are in the middle of a thunderstorm. Morning has finally arrived, and the rain has made this spiderweb more visible. Woodland World now resembles a tropical rainforest. Amphibians like the screen frog love this humidity. The rain last night also got the birds wet. And over here is a wood thrush, but down there is a Carolina wren. Instead of flying away, gray catbirds often harass animals they see as a threat, and other birds often join in, such as this tufted titmouse. This one is not quite mature, showing that tufted titmice definitely breed here. Also, unlike catbirds, tufted titmice can be found in Woodland World year-round. And this is a bird that is in the same order as the tufted titmouse, a Carolina chickadee. Woodland World is actually at one of the northernmost points of their range, and in the past, they did not even live here. Instead, this region was home to the black-capped chickadee, but warming temperatures have caused the Carolina chickadee to move further north. Back on the ground is yet another species of frog, a pickerel frog. These frogs have the ability to release a substance from their skin that is poisonous. On a lyre-leaf sage is a beautiful red-banded hair-streak butterfly. It is now a new day, and this poor cardinal is worn down so much that he now looks like a parrot. Meanwhile, this one has a large crest. And on a tree branch is an ovenbird. Like the gray catbird, it is also the only living member in its genus. The following scene is kind of disturbing, so skip to this time if you do not want to see it. A non-native European hornet has caught a Darner dragonfly. This true hornet species hunts other insects, and often ones even bigger than themselves. They originally came from Eurasia, but were introduced to North America around 1840. Since then, they have spread across eastern North America. Now, the hornet is breaking its victim's wings to make sure it does not escape. She is also stinging the dragonfly multiple times to weaken and kill it. It is also worth mentioning that adults do not eat insects, but the reason why they kill them is to feed their larvae. European hornets are not officially considered an invasive species. However, I think otherwise considering that they kill so many large insects and that they appear to be more common than the native white-faced hornet. Here is an entrance to a yellowjacket nest. They are native to this area but are not true hornets because they are not in the genus Vespa. This is definitely a video for amphibians because here is another species, an American toad. Unlike the Fowler's toad, they have a larger range that extends further north. Here are some more European hornets. As adults, they actually eat fruit and nectar. But luckily, there are other insects taking advantage of these peaches, including a native white-faced hornet. Back in the woods, there are woodpeckers, such as this northern flicker, and a female hairy woodpecker. Since it is a different time of year, different bee species have come out. There are also a bunch of little weevil beetles crawling on these coneflowers. However, there are also predatory insects here, such as this ambush bug. Pleasant Run Creek is now full of water, and from this scale, it appears to be a raging river. In the treetops is a group of blue jays. They seem to be the only birds that are out right now. Blue jays are intelligent birds that express themselves through raising their crest and vocalizations. This is a beautiful linden prominent caterpillar. As its name suggests, it feeds from the leaves of linden trees. These caterpillars can vary greatly in color. Because they spend most of their time high up in the trees, not much is known about them. This is actually the most permanent body of water in Woodland World. It is home to many diving beetles, and is likely where this damselfly spent its larval stage. Back in the trees is an eastern gray squirrel grooming itself. They are social animals that are often found together. But that's all for this video. I hope you enjoyed it and learned something new. Subscribe if you haven't already, and have a great day.